Yeah, I ain't sleeping lately. I ain't sleeping lately. Yes, I know that I'm the only person.
What's going on, guys? Tanner back here bringing you another video, and what I got for you guys today is we're going to be discussing a topic of why I decided to join the military, and specifically the United States Air Force. Now, I will let you guys know I may get, a little emotional in this, that we're going to get a little deeper into my life than I usually get. So before we get into all that, I just like to say thank you guys for all the support on the channel. I have our analytics up right here behind me. We are 2 subs away from 2,350. We've gained over 200 in the last month. We've gained over 12,000 views in the last month, and I just can't say thank you enough to everyone who has supported the videos recently. You guys are absolutely killing it. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. But before we get into this, please, guys, if you could smash the like button for us. If we can get to 35 to 40 likes on this video, that'd be awesome. If you haven't already, please smash the like button, turn on the post notification bell to know when we post a video, and I'll keep cranking out videos for you guys as soon as we can. Also, for you guys who are new, there's going to be a big giveaway at 3,000 subscribers. So if you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button, be here for when we do that massive giveaway. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, why I joined the United States Air Force. So let's backtrack a little bit. Today's date is May 6th, 2020. I left for basic August 27th, 2017. I graduated high school in June, I think it was June 1st or something like that, of 2015. Graduating high school, I walked across that stage. I'll put a picture of me in my cap and gown right here. I was about 260 pounds at 6 foot. Maybe 5'11". I think I grew an inch and a half after graduation, because at MEPS I was like 6'1", 6'1". So there I am, 5'11", 260 pounds. I'm not gonna lie, I graduated with a 2.6 GPA. My highest GPA I ever got in high school was a 3.6, and that was because my grandfather bribed me with a signed Frank Thomas autograph plaque, which I have behind me. If you're unaware of Frank Thomas he is one of the best power hitters to ever play in Major League Baseball. So he said if I got a 3.5 or higher, I'd get the plaque. And I got like a 3.6 or something, got the plaque, never got above a 3.0 again in my entire high school career. Wish I would have done better in high school, but that led us to where we are today. So graduating 2015, didn't really do anything. I was at home for a little bit. I was working at a local barbecue restaurant, got sick of that place. I moved back to my hometown to live with my brother and my uncle. That lasted about 3 weeks. I did not like where I was. I was promised a room when I got there. I was sleeping on the couch. I didn't have a closet. I had a hall closet to put all of my stuff in. I was sleeping on the sofa. I had no space for any of my stuff. I wasn't really able to do anything that I wanted to do, and I was pretty miserable in the process. So, moved back immediately 3 weeks later. My mom and my stepdad were not happy about it. My stepdad did not want me to move back in, so I had to literally sign a contract with them stating that I'd be saving up enough money to get my own apartment, that I'd be following strict guidelines, I'd have like a legit chore chart. Keep in mind, I'm 19 at this point. I believe, no, was I 19? No, I was 18. I was 18 at this point. So they had me on a strict, schedule, and within, I think, 5 months, I moved out. 5 months, I moved out, I got my apartment, and that's where things started to spiral out of control. I got my apartment, and I started hanging out with some people who were, not the best. I started to drink. I started to do other things. I started to eat uncontrollably. I started to live a very just unhealthy, disgusting lifestyle, which I already pretty much was. I was over 260 pounds at 18. I mean, I was going out all the time. I was staying up hecka late. I wasn't focused on my future. I didn't really give a damn about anything. And I was very depressed. I hated myself. I hated my life. I hated where I was going. Kept working at that same restaurant, and then one day, I'm not gonna, say the name of the restaurant, I'm not gonna name any names, but one day I noticed that I was getting shorted on my paychecks. And I barely made enough money to get by as it was, and when I calculated my hours up for what I should have been paid, I was about 15 hours short on one paycheck. So, I quit on the spot. I was hated by pretty much everyone there, except for one person, which was one of my best friends to this day, because the night that I quit at the beginning of a dinner shift on a Friday. I had had enough. I was mentally drained, physically drained. I was walking over 1.5 miles to work, which isn't that far, but in the summertime, it's 112 where I live. It's hot. Plus I'm fat, so it made me sweat even more. And then I worked in the kitchen. I was a dishwasher and a busboy, so I was, around steaming hot water the whole night. I was drenched when I left, and then I walked home soaking wet, and I was done with it. So I left. But I didn't have a job lined up. I couldn't pay my rent. I had enough money for 1 month of rent. Couldn't find a job, moved in with someone else, got unemployment pretty quick, but that wasn't enough to live on. So I got a call from my mom because my birthday was coming up. This happened 4 days before my 19th birthday. I quit that job. 4 days later, she picked me up on my birthday. I went over to my mom's house to celebrate my birthday. Nothing special. We literally had like eggs and bacon, and I just chilled. Wasn't anything special. I didn't have friends. I still don't have any friends to this day. So that's why I enjoy communicating with all you guys, because it makes up for that void, and I appreciate everyone who supports these videos. But leading up to that point, I really had done nothing. That was it. My mom called me, she told me to come over, and my grandfather walked in the house. And keep in mind, my grandfather is a pastor. My grandfather does not use, profanity. My grandfather usually doesn't say anything mean. My grandfather looked at me and he said, and I quote, he may deny this, but I quote, "Wow, you look like shit." And I said, "Well, thanks, Grandpa. What a fantastic birthday present that is." So he told me to get in his car, and we drove down to a Starbucks at the Safeway in Lincoln, where I was living. And we talked, and he said, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life? You just quit your job, you don't have any money, you're barely gonna be able to pay your bills. What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know. I really don't know." And he said, "Well, will you go to talk to a recruiter with me?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" I was honestly just saying that so he would, just take me back home. So I said, "Yeah." So 2 days later, I went to the recruiter with him, and the recruiter said, "Well, let's get you on the scale." And let's backtrack to when I showed up. I showed up at the recruiter's office without an appointment. You see a kid 6 foot, 283 pounds, or 283 pounds walking in the door. Who's gonna get up and walk over to me? We sat there for an hour. Recruiters did not have anyone at their desks. They just didn't want to talk to me. I was a fat kid. They're like, "Why is this kid here? We're not gonna, waste his time." And then my grandfather goes, "Hello?" And someone looks over the desk. He's like, he's ready to enlist today. Recruiters came bolting over. All 4 of them came running over. "Oh, I can do him. So we settled on one. Staff Sergeant Valoria. I'll never forget him. He sets me down at his desk. He asked me to fill out a questionnaire. He said, "Man, you look like you're gonna have to lose some weight." And I said, "I know." And he goes, "All right, let's go step on the scale." Measured me at 6 foot, 283 pounds. He said, "Son, you're gonna have to weigh 197 at your top end to enlist." And I said, "Okay." And he's like, "Can you do that?" And I said, "Yeah, I can. It's just gonna take me some time." So we agreed that I'd lose the weight, and I left. And on the way out, my grandpa said, "So how are you gonna do it?" And I said, "I don't know. I can't afford to, buy healthy food. I can't afford a gym membership. I can't afford to pay my bills. I don't even have a job." My grandfather looked at me, he said, "All right, how about this? I'll make you a deal. You promise to enlist. You can come live with your grandmother and I for as long as it takes, and we will pay for your gym membership, your food, as long as you enlist." And at that moment, I didn't know what to say. And I said, "Okay." We drove back to my apartment. I grabbed half of my stuff that I could fit in the car. It was actually a problem getting the rest of my stuff. The person I was living with at the time actually changed the locks because he didn't want me in there to get my stuff, because he didn't want me to move out because it made it harder on him to pay his bills. So he changed the locks, and I had to have the cops show up at the apartment so I can get my stuff because he was gonna say that I stole shit. We're cool now, but it was a very bad time. It was really stressful. So I moved out of that apartment, moved in with my grandparents, and I started training. But that's a backstory of why. Now let's get into what were the reasons. One, I had nowhere to go in my life. I was stuck. I was struggling. I was literally going to be a loser. That was it. That was my life. I was set to be a loser. I was told from high school. Junior year of high school, I was told by my Spanish teacher, I'll add him right now. I've never added him before. "Mr. Chappelle, you're a fucking dick." To this day, the dude was the biggest creep. He hit on all the female students, put all the attractive female students in the front, would say just weird, inappropriate stuff. The dude was a total creep. And I remember he told me that I'd never be anything, that I'd be a loser. And guess who makes more money than him? This loser right here makes more money than you, bro. I hope that sits well. But we're not gonna go down that path. What I'm gonna say here is that one thing still sticks with me to this day. That man told me I was gonna be a loser, and I thought I was gonna be. I had nowhere to go. I had no school. I had no money to go to school. I had no money to go to a trade school. I had no nothing. I had no education. I had no job. I had no money saved up. I didn't know anything about the world. I was going nowhere. I was stuck. So I found out about the Air Force. I found out that I get an education. I found out that they give me a skill. I found out that my housing, my food, everything would be paid for 4 years. I found out that everything that I needed was going to help me to make me a better person and help me mentally, financially, physically, and everything in between to make sure that I'm set for the rest of my life. I have met some of the best people that I've ever met in the Air Force. I have friends to this day that are stationed at other bases that I still talk to regularly. I have friends that I've made at this base that I'm at now at Beale that I still will hang out with to the day that I die. I will keep in contact with them because they are some of the best people I've ever met. The benefits that you get from enlisting, the education, which I have not taken advantage of for my schooling yet, the ability to have job security and have a paycheck is beautiful. The ability to be a part of something bigger, the ability to call myself a United States Airman, to be a part of the military, to be a part of something bigger than what I am, is the reason that I joined. You know, the ability to go into work every day and know that I'm helping in some small way of defending this country and defending, you know, our freedom, which some people say might not be so free, but we have it a lot better than most countries, guys. The ability to just have and be able to do what I want. I didn't have a car at 18 years old. I have a 2020 Honda Civic Sport sitting in my driveway. I have a home. I purchased a home at 22 years old. I'll show you guys, my setup's kind of messy. I have a 3-monitor setup with an absolute tank of a PC and all this stuff right here. Like, I couldn't afford that. The Air Force gave me this. They gave me this ability. They gave me my car. They gave me my home. I had to work hard to do it, but without them, I wouldn't be able to. They gave me everything that I needed. That's why I enlisted. They gave me a second chance. This dude from Lincoln, California, who was going nowhere with his life, was given a second chance. And it will give you a second chance too. That's why I'm here. That is why I make these videos, so you guys can be informed of the benefits of enlisting. You can be informed of how things really work in the military, and you guys can make that decision if you're in a shitty one to get out of that shitty situation that you're in and become the best person you can be, to be a better person. Maybe a lot of people are good people as they are right now. I'm not saying that you're going to be a better person because of the military. I'm saying that overall, your life will change in such a drastic way that you will never look back. There is not a single person who has ever regretted their time in the military. I'm here for you guys. That's why I make these videos. That's why I enlisted, and that's why I will continue to make this kind of content, because I want you guys to know that not only am I here for you, but when you enlist, everyone in the military is there for you. The amount of things that you gain from that 4-year to 6-year contract is more than most people will gain in their entire life. Yeah, you had to sign your life away for 4 years and go wherever they said. But I promise you, when you get handed that DD-214 and your contract's up, you will never say, man, I regret that decision. You will look at yourself in the mirror and say, that was the best decision I ever made. Because for some people, it will save your fucking life. It saved mine. I was going down a road. If I never went to that recruiter with my grandpa, who knows where I'd be? I might be dead because of the people I was hanging out with. I may be 400 pounds and barely be able to get out of bed. I may have just offed myself because I was so depressed, and the more weight I would have gained would have probably pushed me to that point. But I made the decision to enlist, and that saved my life. I greatly appreciate every single one of you who support me on these videos, who message me daily. I get at least 10 DMs a day from people saying, thank you for the content. It's the best content I found. And I greatly appreciate every single one of you, because you guys make me strive to be a better person. You guys make me strive to make more videos so I can inform you of the things about the decisions you're making with your future when you enlist. I appreciate every single one of you wholeheartedly. I appreciate everyone who has been a part of my journey in the military. You guys have made this 100% better, and I can never thank you enough. I love every one of you so damn much. But that's gonna do all for today's video, guys. That's the reason I enlisted. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment down below, more topics you guys wanna see. Let me know why you want to enlist or why you did. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell to stay active on when we post videos. But I love you guys all very, very much. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Peace out.